Oh hi, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. My name's Lux and welcome to the Queer Beers Pride Month special. Before we begin tonight, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land that we are currently standing on, the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, both past, present and emerging. Always was, always will be. The first band kicking off our show tonight are The Great Divides. The Great Divides are a four-piece band from Castlemaine who specialise in jangle pop. Please welcome to the stage The Great Divides.
I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation whose lands we record on today and perform on. They're unceded lands that are stolen. Play a song. Tastes so well. Thanks very much. We've been the Great Divides.
Wow, it's times like this I really wish that I could read. Now, weren't the Great Divides just absolutely fantastic? Give it up for them, everybody. Now, as you may have guessed by this stage, everything that's happening tonight has been pre-recorded. Whether you're watching from home or whether you're here in the BMI watching. Now, we are doing this pre-recorded because our good gal pal COVID has locked us down and we weren't sure with restrictions if we were going to be able to do it at the venue that we usually would. Now, this is an issue because being Pride Month, we needed some type of event for us, whether you are a queer artist, a queer person, or just an ally in general. Now, it's really important when COVID's not going to be over for a while, but when the lockdown is over, it's very important that you go out and you support your local queer artists and your local queer musicians, because without you, we can't succeed at all. So this next segment we've got for you is something that's really special. We've spoken to some of the supporters of Queer Beers and people from the broader LGBTQIA+ community here in Ballarat about their experiences in life and in being queer. And we're really excited to hear their stories.
My name is Erin, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm a lesbian.
Hello, my name is Gabriel McEwen Waldron.
My name is KL Joy, my pronouns are they, them. I am a local Ballarat resident and recentish transplant 7 years ago. I'm a parent, I'm a carer, I'm a boot black. There's a lot of different facets to me.
My name's Phoebe Harrison. I'm 19 years old. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm a lesbian. I'm also Indigenous, I'm Watchabolic.
Hi, my name's Luke. He, him, 18, just throwing some questions in. Really anything you need to know, most importantly, just come give me a hug. Like, I just love spreading out happiness and good vibes wherever I can. Yeah, so kind of weird. I don't really have a particular coming out. I sort of drip-fed suspicions of me being bi to all my friends and family. Like, first, I'd wear turtlenecks or jokingly flirt with guys at bars or whatever. And I think over time, everyone just sort of got a picture that there was something going on. But there was one day where I don't really like confrontation, so, the idea of telling my parents was a bit scary. So one day I was feeling brave and I just told Mum in a text, "Oh, I'm bi, by the way." She's like, "Oh, cool." We sort of just brush past it whenever it comes up, but yeah, pretty easy as coming outs go.
I came out in 2016 when I was at uni because I had this great group of friends around me who were coincidentally all queer, but just very supportive. And it wasn't an option that I'd sort of considered. I thought I was straight, and then I thought I was like cisgendered, and then I kind of discovered that there were other options that fit me better. And I had my best friend Isabella there with me, who sort of held my hand and took me through all of it, and yeah, it really got me through. So I came out to my mother a couple of weeks after I got my first girlfriend, and she was really supportive. My dad and my stepmom told me I was gay before I knew, so they were even more supportive. And yeah, generally it's just been a very easy process.
I was born gay. From the earliest recollection of my memory, I pronounced myself as different to everyone else. There were moments of trying to fit in and trying to, resemble something that looked like normal, but we just looked like a bunch of girls going shopping, So it wasn't really a relationship. So I grew up in the era, I was 19 when homosexuality became legal and stopped being an illness.
I was with my boyfriend for 2 years, and we moved out together into our own home, and we bought a beautiful puppy, and COVID hit, and we spent a lot of time together all day, every day, for months. And I was super depressed, really upset all the time. And I was like, our relationship sucks. Why? you don't suck, I don't suck. I sent him away to his mum's for a little while, and he came back, and I was like, man, I'm real sorry, but we can't be together because I'm gay. And he was like, oh no, sorry, that sucks. And I was like, what? No, I'm sorry. He was so nice about it, so good. But that was probably like the first time I sort of knew, which is weird because I guess I was 19, I just turned 19. And I'd always been confident that I was attracted to women, but I thought that came with men, but it really didn't. Men was a phase.
But I think what a lot of people get confused about is they think that coming out is this thing you do once and then it's done and you never have to do it again. But it's a daily thing. It's when someone gets your pronouns wrong and you correct them, or when someone assumes that you have a boyfriend and you say, oh, actually I have a girlfriend. It's not something that ever ends, and it's not something you do once and then forget about. It's sort of lifelong.
It's a constant. The coming out is a constant. It's not something that happens day one, you come out, day two, you're out. Day one, I came out as queer in my high school years, then as a lesbian in my 20s, then as queer and bi and pan in my 30s, poly, monogamous with some people, but poly with others, and trans-identified at 48, 49, I started to transition. So I guess my coming out story is one that just keeps rolling on and on and on.
My favourite thing, I think the camaraderie that you have between other gays is really great, that everybody's really supportive no matter who you are or where you come from or what you do or what your situation is. Everybody's really supportive no matter what, and it's really lovely.
My favourite thing is cabaret and karaoke. I used to sing in the church. I was a cantor in an inner city church for 10 years. If you ever wanted a karaoke gig as fabulous as that, well, you know, darling, I was at the pinnacle of Christendom.
There's a million awesome things about all my queer friends and all the beautiful people I've met and amazing events I've been to and stuff. I could talk for days about it, but just being in spaces that feel like they're made for me, with people that I'm going to get along with, and we're going to have common interests and stories, and none of us are going to get like yelled at or beat up or anything ever, you know? I feel like that's just really amazing, just knowing that you can go somewhere and it's going to be okay and it's going to be good is really valuable.
I'm always meeting and learning about new people. Like, I feel like I had a pretty diverse group of queer friends growing up, but even still I'm meeting like new people and new sexualities and just everything. There's always something more to offer. I love it.
I know that some LGBTIQ people have it really hard in life and don't get the career choices and don't get the best jobs in the universe. All my best jobs were all volunteer. All my best jobs were all supporting roles for other people. I've never got paid for any of it. The wages are love, and the wages are empathy, and the wages are caring.
I have a lot of friends who are straight, and their lives go on a path that is expected and mapped and sure, and I could be walking down the street and someone turns around and goes, "You're a fucking faggot." No straight will ever know that feeling. that feeling, that fear never goes away. And I guess we live with an underlying sense of fear that just sits below the surface constantly because of our sexuality.
I feel like being Indigenous, sometimes it's like even in these comfy queer spaces, you know, they're like, are not a lot of people just like me, you know? I don't think there are a lot of queer black spaces promoted and that are vibrant in our cultures, even if they are trying to exist. I think there's a lot of heteronormacy in minority communities sometimes, but that's not the way.
Even if you don't think someone has any hint of queerness, like you just think they're straight, it's usually good to not assume. You never really know what's going on in someone's mind, so, you know, it's best just to be open-minded.
I think something I wish everybody understood was how much of a difference small words can make. So getting somebody's pronouns right, for example, it doesn't affect you as much as it affects them. And it's little things of inclusive language, like going around a classroom or a workplace and introducing yourself as, you know, hi, my name's Ed and my pronouns are they, them, what are yours? Or just not assuming that someone is heterosexual, so asking about a partner or a significant other rather than a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, just using more inclusive or less gendered language.
Pride means getting together with people who are just like you. Being alone is not an advised state of being for anyone. And if you can't be in a relationship, form your own family that loves you. Get honorary great aunts and honorary great uncles and weird queer relatives and puppies and kittens and all kinds of things that make your life special.
Happiness, just feeling pride in who I am and being strong in that and confident and letting it bring me joy instead of the immense sadness it brought me when I didn't have pride, when I was in the closet for 18 years, you know, like that wasn't a fun, cool time. I wasn't full of pride, you know, but now I super am and everything feels a bit better and I get to be, especially like during Pride, you know, at such awesome queer events, meeting new queer people and artists and just visionaries in our community, you know.
And that you can be proud of exactly who you are and you don't have to be someone that someone else says you need to be. So you can just be proud of exactly who you are at that moment.
You know, you can think and explore as much as you want in terms of pride. It's creativity and learning new things about yourself.
Oh, it's an uber feeling. Pride is an uber feeling. It's one that sits like under the surface and you just go, oh yeah, no, I did a good job, and it literally changes the bones and the muscle in your body to kind of go, and you can see it just even now in how I moved. It's an uber feeling. It's just completely changes every part of your being, from your dopamine receptors to, you know, your how you change your muscles. And pride is about standing tall. It's about being seen, being visible. Yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. If I say anything else, I'll probably cry again.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Yeah. I don't know my questions either.
Easy.
That was so good.
Nice work.
Yay. Thank you.
I wish all the young LGBTIQ people all the luck in the world, because you'll need it, okay?
Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Sharing and coming into this dirty old pub. Not even open and you can't serve your beer.
That's all right. I'm up on the stage. I'm happy.
We would like to thank everybody who contributed to that amazing piece and spoke so freely about your life as a queer person. I would like to take this moment to remind you that this event is supporting a fantastic organisation by the name of Speak Australia, which we will be hearing more about later on in the stream. Now, if you would like to donate to this amazing organisation, you can visit their website, which is speak.org.au/donate. Or if you are here right now in the Mechanics Institute, they are selling merch. Go and support them any way that you can. Now, the next band I would like to welcome to the stage is one of my absolute favourites. They go by the name of Grove. They are a 4-piece band based here in Ballarat who specialise in trans rock. Please welcome to the stage, Grove.
Hello, we're Grove. Hello to everyone streaming at home. Big thank you to Sam on sound and videography and graphics and pulling this whole stream together. We're here today at the Ballarat Mechanics Institute, and some of you that are watching now might too be at the Ballarat Mechanics Institute. Very cool. It's like an Inception thing going on right now. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we are rocking out from today, the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. This always was, always will be Aboriginal land, and we'd also like to extend that acknowledgement to wherever you might be viewing from, and pay respects to the elders there too. Yeah, we are Grove.
To thistle flowers for strength, got scared of my shadow. The stars all just march past my legs, shooting lead into my shins. crawls from beneath my skin and eats my flesh. Will the wind still blow against the window? If I hollow out the bath, could fit a whole other person in my paper mache cast. How many more Sundays? If the feeling tells me to be on my way, I'll fly back home. Half an hour longer on the V-line to see my mother's face. When she realizes she is no longer safe, still be able to gasp for breath between the pace. Or will I not be greeted by the arms? Will I not be greeted by the arms? If it scares my leg through the bone barrow, will I still feel the water upon my feet? Will it feel like 12 summers ago when I was surrounded by jellyfish? I'm wounded, but most of all I am tired. If I transcend above all that I wanted to be, will I still be whole? One big flesh demon in the sky of stars, floating above an uninhabited planet. Will I not be greeted by the arms? Will I not be greeted by the arms? Will I not be greeted by the arms? Will I not be greeted by?
Thanks. Poetry clicks all around. Yeah. This is a gay song in the theme of Pride Month. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see your heartbeat through your shirt. Through your shirt. Oh, till distance do us part. Would you lay down beside me, hold me in your arms? Till distance. swam until the sun dried up the lake, tracing circles on your hands until the day was done. Oh, till distance do us part. Would you lay down beside me, hold me in your arms, till distance do us part. From high above, I wouldn't recognize anything special. Oh, but when you speak, I hear things I could never find the words to say. Till distance do us part. Would you lay down beside me, hold me in your arms, till distance do us part.
Goodbye.
Hi guys, sorry, didn't see you there. Still can't read. Give it up for Grove Band, everybody. Weren't they absolutely fantastic? Now I would like to throw to Sage and Shani from Speak Australia, where they will be speaking more about their fantastic organisation. Take it away, guys.
Hey, I'm Shani and I use she, her pronouns.
And I'm Sage and I use they, them pronouns, and we're the co-founders of Speak.
Speak is a not-for-profit organisation creating safe and inclusive spaces for LGBTIQA plus people in regional Victoria.
Speak was created by community for community, and we're a not-for-profit, which means everything that we make goes back into funding our main goal of ending discrimination against LGBTIQA plus communities.
Speak creates safe places by delivering inclusive training to workplaces, organisations and schools, and we also host educational events and workshops open to the public.
All of your donations today will go towards helping us create LGBTIQA plus inclusive spaces in regional Victoria.
You can also purchase some Pride merch at speak.org.au, or if you're here today at the BMI, you can also come and buy some merch from us.
Thank you so much for supporting us tonight. We hope you enjoy the rest of Queer Beers.
Okay, I think that's enough of the straights for one night. Now, more of me. I would like to thank the fantastic people from Speak Australia for all of the fantastic work that they do for the queer community. I would now love to throw to Patrick Haggerty from Lavender Country. He helped to put queer country music on the map in the United States in the 1970s. Everybody say hello to our comrades overseas.
Patrick Haggerty from a band called Lavender Country. I'm particularly excited to have Lavender Country involved in Queer Beers in Little Ballarat, as they're a big old band from the US. Patrick grew up in the South in the 50s. Obviously not a good time to be part of our community, but he's done some amazing work with his band Lavender Country, whose record you can see here. Lavender Country is particularly special because it is the first recorded gay country album to exist, as far as we can tell. It had songs that recorded the queer movement at the time, quite notably Crying These Cocksucking Tears, received quite a lot of backlash with a radio jockey losing her license for playing it on air, and Patrick faced unemployment for the 10 years following the release of the album. And it's a pretty important record, and it's an important part of queer history. It's really special to be able to have Patrick as part of Queer Beers, despite being so far apart. Just a trigger warning as well, we do talk a little bit about the AIDS crisis and just the general struggle of our community. If you're not feeling up to listening to that, that's completely fine. It is very special to hear from Patrick, so a big thank you to Patrick, Jack, and the rest of the Lavender Country crew.
So I went and made Lavender Country because my dad said it could. I do a fair number of these, and I love doing this one with you because you're you, and we know one another and like that. Do you know Orville Peck?
Yes.
Well, he's, hot shit.
He is hot shit.
Yeah, right, in queer country. And I've been invited to go on tour with him. One of the places that he's doing is a place called Red Rock. And I didn't know it because I'm a dork, but Red Rock is like the complete shit of places to be invited to do your stuff. Opening for Orville Peck and Red Rock. Ah! I've been trained by my crew to freak out and pretend like it's a big deal. In truth, I didn't really know it. I didn't know about it because I told you I'm a dork. And something more dear to my heart that happened. An organization here in the States called Terror Bird. Terror Bird wrote me a note that said, we're doing a compilation CD for Pride, asking people to do some covers. And so what would you like to do? I don't know if you're aware of them or not. I bet you are, but before Stonewall, we had a theme song as queers, and it was Over the Rainbow. That was a big thing in the 50s and 60s with gay people who were living in trapped lives and pretending like they were somebody else and wishing they were someone else and wishing they were somewhere else. And it got to be a thing among old queens to go to the bar and have a couple of beers and cry and sing Over the Rainbow. And it turned into a stereotype. And so I went out in Jack's backyard and we recorded a solo a cappella version of me singing Over the Rainbow. They said, oh, we love this. We want to get you in a studio. And so they arranged for me to go to a studio in Tacoma. And I asked my friend Paisley Fields, who you may be familiar with. He's a gay country artist. You know Paisley?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cool. And so I called Paisley and I went, Tamara said I can do it. And so we got Paisley out here to do the keys on it. And we just sent it to Terror Bird today.
Hey.
Yeah, right. So it's like lively and hot right now. And they loved it and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, if you're 77 and you're an old queen and some studio invites you in to sing Over the Rainbow, you can't, Abby, you can't do anything better than that, It's like, after that, you die and go to heaven, Paisley's a fabulous artist to be working with. And I knocked Over the Rainbow out of the park.
Yeah, you did.
But probably the best thing that ever happened to me regarding Lavender Country was a couple, 2 or 3 years ago. The caller said, hi, I was at your show last night. I really got high off it. It was a beautiful show. I'm the director of a ballet company. I've been up all night and I have the whole thing choreographed in my mind. And I called you because I want you to give me permission to do a Lavender Country ballet. Are you crazy? I mean, who ever heard of a queer country ballet? I don't think you're going to get away with this. Get your California band together, and I want you to come to San Francisco, and I want you to sing Lavender Country live. I went backstage after the first ballet was over to thank the ballet dancers. And we're talking about professional ballet people here. And I caught them in the back room, in the dressing room after the show. And they were all together and they were in a huddle. And they were all crying. Whoa, hang on. What's going on here? And this tiny little ballerina, 4'9", maybe 85 pounds, maybe, screamingly talented ballerina, looked up at me and she said, "Don't you get it? Don't you know how professional ballet people long for an experience to dance to something that they actually have a heart for? Don't you know how we all long to do that? Don't you know most of us go through our whole professional careers and we never get an opportunity to do that? Don't you realize how motherfucking sick we are of dancing the goddamn nutcracker 85 times? Don't you get it? Don't you get it? It was just so special. Do you know Billboard?
No, I don't.
Billboard is like the leading music magazine in the States. Are you familiar? Billboard, right?
I thought you were talking about a person called Bill and last name
Oh,
Board.
no, Billboard, the magazine.
Yep, know that. I know that.
Yeah, okay, cool. There's an article about me in Billboard just last week.
I know, you sent it to me.
And but they ran a headline, you know, the title of the article. Haggerty is the screaming Marxist bitch of gay country. So I appreciated that. The Lavender Country experience, as you know it, came to life in 2014. Here's how that went. For 40 years, I was completely untouchable musically. I knew when I made Lavender Country where it was going to put me. Somebody put my song Cocksucking Tears on YouTube. Went by me. I was singing Your Cheating Heart Talk to Genarians and having a great time. An Americana music aficionado heard Cocksucking Tears on YouTube and said, "What is this?" And he went to eBay and he found an old 1973 vinyl, took the album to Brendan Greaves at Paradise of Bachelors and said, "You know, look, this is a magnificent piece of history." And my phone rings and the guy said, "Aren't you Haggerty from Lavender Country?" And I go, "I am Haggerty, and if you want to go back that far, I guess, yeah." Yeah, I am. Why are you calling? And why are you calling about that? And he said, "Well, we want to reissue it." Abby, what was going on in my mind was this. They were on the hawk trying to sucker punch people into having their forgotten album reproduced. And I knew the next line out of his mouth was going to be, "Just send us $8,000 and we'll make your album again." And I didn't believe the damn word that was coming out of his mouth. But he picked up where I was coming from. And I went out to the mailbox and I go, "Here's a check for $200. And in my heart, I know it's rubber. I went to the credit union and I gave it to the woman. I said, "You know, you need to check this check before you cash it because I'm almost positive it's rubber." And she came back with $200 cash in her hand and said, "I checked it out. The check is real." And, you know, like 40 years worth of pent up disappointment, anger, it just welled up in me. It just exploded that somebody thought my little Lavender Country was worth $200. I was like, oh my God. Very moving moment. And it turned out that Lavender Country was worth a lot more than $200. So I went and made Lavender Country because my dad said I could. Oh my God. Baby Jesus sent me a queer. How am I going to handle this? Kids are not cookie cutters. They come in all shapes and forms. And he knew that. And he knew that it was his job, figure out who his kid was. And he knew it was his job to love his kid. Duh, it's not so hard. You don't get to choose what child you have. But I was the only sissy in the country that got that. You know, my dad said I could wear a Balin twine wig when I was 5 years old so I could go play with my sisters. My dad said I could wear a ballerina outfit at the 4-H camp when I was 13 years old. My dad said I could run for head cheerleader when I was in high school.
And did you get head cheerleader?
Oh, yes. Oh, hell yes. I was able to do Lavender Country because my father loved me. Me, the queer in me, didn't love me anyway. He loved the queer in me. I was completely oblivious to the fact that my father was St. Charles of the Sissies. I didn't even know he was unusual. I just thought that he was a dad who loved his kid. I didn't get it. I didn't know what was going on with the other kids in North Dakota. I did what my dad told me to do. And look at this man. In 1955, Hick America. He was a rabid anti-capitalist, by the way. I learned all that from him too. You know, my father groomed me to be a screaming Marxist bitch. I'm in an extremely privileged and honored position to be able to use Lavender Country for the reasons that I'm using it. And the world really needs Lavender Country really, really bad. You know that. You approached me because you wanted to participate in the Lavender Country story and what it represents.
Also, the fact that there were so few queer elders left in the community due to, you know, the first pandemic, the AIDS crisis and things like that.
Oh, don't take me there. I'll start bawling again.
Yeah, sorry, you're not allowed to cry until I can hug you through it.
It's a really important piece of our history. A lot of really good activists went down in that. A lot of them were my girlfriends, really dear to me and dead. Now they're dead for a long time. I do this in their honor. If I went to queer heaven and the people before me who had died of AIDS, being AIDS activists to their last breath, if they knew that I'd had this Lavender Country opportunity and blown it, well, I would get a thumping. To remember them, you don't even know who they are, right? But I know who they are. I wouldn't want to face them on the other side if I hadn't done what I did when I was presented with the opportunity.
I guess you've seen a lot of the transformation over the years of our community. What do you see and hope for the future?
Well, I'm very frightened for the future, but I'm also very hopeful. Take the transgender issue. The people of your generation are so much further advanced on that issue than I ever dreamt possible. Every time I run into the issue, it's like, I'm like all ears, I'm learning something new. Just the level of development of your generation on that issue is like shocking to me. It's so further advanced than we ever thought of. The connections that transgendered people are making with the issue of their own transgender identity and politics and the demise of capitalism and how it fits, how that's a simultaneous struggle. We didn't get that back in the Stonewall days. We were having trouble accepting transgendered people were part of our community. That was the fight that we were having. Do you belong or don't you belong in queer land? That's where our heads were. Well, God, you're so much further down the road than that now. All the transgendered people that I'm running into, they're y'all are a pack of Marxists. It's almost like a requirement for entry. It's like whoever is sincerely transgendered and isn't a Marxist, it's like y'all are taking them out to the woodshed. Because the connections are real, they're obvious. If you enter transsexuality into the equation of capitalist exploitation, then what it means at its heart is, how are they going to figure out who to discriminate against? And you all understand that. And it's not what was going on in Stonewall in 1975. You're also way ahead in tying together, the issues of oppression, like this is a women's thing, this is a race thing, this is a class thing, this is a disability rights thing, this is an age thing. All those things come together in a package. Queer movement in the 70s and 80s, they didn't know they were supposed to go support the Black movement, and they didn't. They thought they were going to win their rights by skipping that step. I'm very frightened for what the future brings, but I'm very heartened by the level of sophisticated social and political development. That's why it's like hard for me to do this all hero thing when I see all coming. See myself 40 years ago, see what's possible in the next 40 years. Well, anyway, we've been carrying on for a while.
I know, I'm seeing Jack cooking up a feast in the background.
We're having a cookout. We got burgers. We got asparagus here.
Can you save some?
We're having a cookout.
I'll be over in half an hour.
We'll ship it to you.
I'll ship it to
Thanks,
you.
mate.
But this has been a deep conversation that we've had. All the queers in Australia. I love you all. And if you are in need of following someone, yeah, okay, I'll do for a minute, but I'm not going to be here forever. Abby will be just great. If you need somebody, if you need somebody to follow and you can't find me, just follow Abby.
You're funny.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I love you. This has been fabulous.
Lots of love.
I can hardly wait to get down there.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, have a ripper feast.
Bye.
And I'll chat to you soon.
Do you like my haircut?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Looking great.
That's what I thought. Bye. Hi, everybody. It's Patrick Haggerty from Lavender Country, world's first gay country album, 1973. Back in the Neolithic. These are my good friends, Lola Marie, the fabulous, even more fabulous Bobby Innocente, and my good friend, tech man guide, and sweet guitar player, Jack Moriarty. We're going to do you 3 songs. 2 of them are from my new album, Blackberry Rose. The first one is called Don't Buy Her No More Roses. One good old boy talking to another about how to try and save his marriage. Here we go, guys.
2, 3,
Don't buy her no more roses, that won't do. Buddy, that's my best advice to you. You say you want to make up after all you put her through, but don't buy her no more roses, that won't do. First time you bought roses, you were trying to explain where you got the bucks to go out on Lake Pontchartrain.
It's your brand new boat in your brand new outboard ribbon room. Then you wonder why she copped an attitude. Don't buy her no more roses, that won't do. Buddy, that's my best advice to you. You say you want to make up after all you put her through, but don't buy her no more roses, that won't do. Then she caught you slipping around with your old friend Sue. Caused 3 dozen long stems before that feud was through. Where did all those roses go? It's time you got a clue. 'Cause she plucked off every petal and she flushed them down the loo. Don't buy her no more roses, it won't do. Buddy, that's my best advice to you. The way this has got to go is no more if, buts, and supposes. She don't want your sick-ass roses, she wants you. She don't want your sick-ass roses, she wants you. Now we're going to do a sweet thing called All Disillusions Behind. It's about striving for perhaps impossible intimacy. But we all want it, right? So we're going to try it. Leave all confusions and all disillusions behind. Lay your head in the bed, you might be surprised what you can find. Lay all your woes and all your concerns in that pretty head down on my pillow. Let me blow them away with the dust of the day. They are dandelions fluff out to bellow. Let me sing you the songs you were longing to hear. Soft love and moaning, sweet to the ear. I'll be your warbling wild whippoorwill till you quiver like jello. Yesterday's gone, love, we don't know what sun ups tomorrow. Might be the meadowlark, might be the parting in sorrow. Might be a last breath that's gone before dawn, to the twilight from whence it is borrowed. Drop all pretensions and love me tonight. Let your defenses melt in the warm candlelight. Let them go till the tenderness flows from the bone to the marrow. We can spend years, dear, and yesterday's tears, but if good lovin's what's on your mind, you've got to leave all confusion and all disillusions behind. We can spend years, dear, and yesterday's tears, but if good lovin's what's on your mind, you've got to leave all confusion and all disillusions behind. You've got to leave all confusion and all disillusions behind. Now we're going to do a rip snorter from the Lavender Country album. It's called Come Out Singing. It's about gay sex. You know, this whole gay thing that we're all having fits about for the last 50 years, it's about sex, duh. So let's sing about it. Say hip hip hooray, I'm glad I'm gay. Can't repress my happiness ever since I tried your way. I'm gonna lay right here, read the sun. Daytime lovin's just begun, so come on, let's tumble in the hay. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. Morning time feels so fine when I'm hanging out with you. Sun is up and flinging out, and I'm down, bringing round. Light to come out singing whoop-de-doo. Dancing rays prancing and a glancing orange and red. Drips of dawn are trickling on the corners of our bed. That's full of your flirting fingers. Your body odor lingers in my toes and in my nose and in my head. So whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. Morning time feels so fine when I'm hanging out with you. Sun is up and flinging out, night is down, bringing round. Light to come out singing whoop-de-doo. My belly turns to jelly like a Nelly on Chanel. Your tickling beard has got me geared for a nice long day with you. I don't feel like no rising rooster. I found a new excuse for sleeping in to begin whoop-de-doo. So whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. Morning time feels so fine when I'm hanging out with you. Sun is up and flinging out, night is down, bringing round. Light to come out singing whoop-de-doo. Hey, we're doing an anti-fascist concert series on the Lavender Country Facebook page, YouTube, every Saturday. I think we got some news. We're going to open up the Bluegrass Pride Festival on 1st of June. It lasts all month. Other exciting things happening. Somebody in Hollywood thinks they're going to make a movie about me. We'll see about that. blowing when you're blowing Gabriel's horn. 7 come 11, looks like heaven gave up scoring. You're an angel, sure enough. You love her, man. You got the stuff to set my hip bones growing to be born. So whoop-de-doo, 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 oh whoop-de-doo. Morning time feels so fine when I'm hanging out with you. Sun is up and flinging out, night is down, bringing about light to come out singing whoop-de-doo. Yes, the sun is up and flinging out, the night is down, bringing about light to come out singing whoop-de-doo. So whoop-de-doo. That's it, goodbye, see you next time.
Thank you so much, Lavender Country, for that absolutely fantastic set. And I would like to thank all of you for watching this stream, whether it's here at the BMI or whether it's in the comfort of your own home. My name is Lux, this has been Queer Beers Pride Month Special, and enjoy the rest of your night. Roll the credits.